There we go. Okay, so welcome everyone to our online library session. And again, everyone should be looking at the screen on my PC that says the Library for Online Students Fall 2021. And the way we get to this online library guide, if you look up on the browser to where the address bar is, you're going to see this address, right? It's pretty technical, library.kbcc.cuny.edu/ and then all the rest of it. Now that's difficult to remember. So I've created an easier to remember URL. It begins with tinyurl.com and then KB Library Online. Okay, without any space, just KB Library Online. And then if you press enter after that, you will get to this page. This is the home page for this library guide. And you're going to see on the very bottom my contact information. My name is Wendy Chu. I'm one of the librarians. My office number is here and my email address is here. So you can always drop me an email, give me a call afterwards if you have a situation with your library research. If there's anything that you don't understand from doing research, let me know. Reach out to me and I'll see what I can do. Now, if you look up top this online library guide, there are 3 very basic steps. Okay, step 1. This is if you are running this for the first time and you're not familiar with the library at all. We will run this in a little while. Step 2 is where your class page is, where much of your library research would happen. You're going to see a subpage that says go to ENG12 Baumflek Exploring Identity. That's your class page. We'll go into it later as well. And then this is something that I always provide for students. Step 3, student tools. You're going to see, if you need help with citation, there is citation support. There, you have also a page for research tips during your research process. The different stages of doing research, finding a topic, how to get good search terms, how to put everything together in your paper. All of that, that's part of your research process, would be on this page. And then also you have research guides for the different subjects. So we are, in English 12, but you may have other classes. Maybe after the semester, you are taking a psychology class, a nursing class, all the different subject areas in the library. If you need help in those areas, come back to this library guide and go to this page. You're going to see databases, periodicals, a lot of recommended resources for those subjects here. So all under step 3, student tools. Okay, so we will get to step 1 first of all, so that we learn the very basics for getting into the library for this semester. You're going to see a module, okay, library basics for distance learning students in fall 2021. All right, so there's a button. I'm going to click on next to get us started. If you need to visit the library, there is a video of the library. I'm going to turn on this video because it's very short. For people who have not been to the library or is curious, haven't been to the campus, want to be in the library, I want to show you this video so that you know where the library building is and how to look for us. Okay, so hold on for a moment. Let me just turn on this video. Okay, so that was the video. As I said, it's very short, but it allows you to at least recognize the building on campus. Give us, a visit this semester. We are open. The next thing to know is getting to the library website. Now, this slide explains different ways to get to the library website. I will have you know that this online library guide is not the library website. It is a guide for students of this class, because you're going to see later that there is the class page with all the recommended resources for this class. However, after the semester, you may still need to do research, right? And you will need to go to the general library site. That's where everyone else is going anytime that they want to get into the library to look for library resources, whether you're talking about students, staff, faculty, all of us make use of the general library website. And as you see on this slide, the way to do it is, one, you look for quick links, right? From this video, you'll see quick links anywhere on the Kingsborough website. And then once you open up quick links, you're going to see library listed as one of the options. So like library, you will get to the library main page. The other way is right here on this library guide. You'll see under step 2, there is the first link, go to library website. That would also get you to the general library website. Okay, so different ways, depending on where you are, right? You will always, I'm not providing you everything. I mean, for those of you who are in the know, you'll know just by Googling Kingsborough, the Community College Library, the very first link would get you to the general library website as well. So different ways to get to the same place. Now, this part is very important. Once you are, doing research, you are going to find at this point, especially when you're doing research from home, electronic resources, and you want to access these resources. It's going to prompt you for the CUNY login. I hope that people are familiar with this CUNY login, because the CUNY login is the very same login that at this point students use, whether they are getting their college email, right? They're going to access college email, whether you're getting into the Blackboard system, it's the same login. There's also CUNY First. CUNY First is the system that, if you remember, you enroll all your classes, right? That's where you add in your course, you're going to drop a course, you're going to do all sorts of transactions on the CUNY First system. that is the same login for the CUNY first system. And generally, it is, as far as the username of this login, it's going to be, your first name dot last name and these 2 digits. Okay, so what are these 2 digits? The 2 digits are part of your ample ID number. Ample ID number usually appearing on your college ID card. And if you're looking at the slide, the last 2 digits would be 34, as I have it from this picture. Okay, I have a button here. If you're still not sure, what is this CUNY login? What is your situation? Right? You're going to click on this button and it's going to provide you with information about the CUNY login. I want to share this part, right? The CUNY login self-system. Once you're prompted for the CUNY login, whether you're trying to access, an electronic resource from the library or some of the other systems that I just talked about, you're going to see something like this on the screen, right? Activate your CUNY login, forgot your CUNY login, forgot your password, or you just want to manage this account. Click on any of these links. They will help you with recovering any of that, right? For example, your CUNY login, you forgot it. What is it? It's going to prompt you for another email address, something like a Gmail or Yahoo, right? And it's going to email you, what that CUNY login is supposed to be. If you don't remember, it's like a lot of us don't write down all the passwords at this point to the different systems. So this may be one way to remember what you don't have for the moment. So don't worry, you are not lost. If you encounter a prompt for that information, there are always links somewhere on the screen that would get you to, your username or password. The next slide is my support contact information. So, on the left side, you're going to see on this laptop exactly the window that many of us would see when we want to open up a book or database from home. You're going to see, web applications login, put in your CUNY login. What is your username and password? And as I said, those links are always somewhere on the page. You see forgot password, forgot username, manage your account. Those links are always somewhere below, right? And now, if you are confused about what I'm telling you, the CUNY login, I've never used it, or at least I think I never used it. So what is it at this point? I really need help, somebody who can walk me through this system. If you need help, here is the people who can help you. The student IT help desk. This is their contact information. You'll see their phone number, email address, as well as a button that I provide here. You could just click and open up that ticket with the IT help desk. And then they'll walk you through, they'll check into your account to make sure that, let's say you've activated the account, and they might even, just give you the information of what the username and password are. And of course, my contact information is always on the bottom of every slide. So, you can always send that email to me as well and say, Wendy, I'm not sure what the user name is for my situation. My name is blah, 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 and I'm trying to get into my login account. And then, I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll forward the information to the student help desk and have them get back to you on it. So a lot of people are here to help you if you have any questions about the CUNY login. Let me just check the chat to see if anyone has a comment about that, because usually I want to make sure that that part of it is understood by everyone, especially for an online class. You will be using the CUNY login to get into the library virtually. Okay, so not anything at the moment. We will go on. Okay, so ask a librarian, right? You have my contact information. There are different ways to also reach us. Other librarians are available. Different ways to reach out to us. You can call us. This is our reference desk phone number. Email us, right? And if you are coming to the library, if you're visiting us, you'll see us sitting right outside at the reference desk for those hours. And if you click on any of these buttons, right, it's going to give you information of what, how to reach out to us. And new for this semester, you know what? You can also have a chat session with us. This is going to be like real time, right? If you have anything that you're concerned with about the library, and if you find, hey, I need the help right now, I can't email and wait for a reply, you can call us, or you could start a chat session. You could just click, and here it is. Identify yourself, right? You put in your name and then start chat. A librarian will be on the spot to answer your question. Very easy, right? Right here with all the different possibilities in contacting a librarian and getting help. Ask us anything about maybe an office on campus. What are their hours? We'll see if we could find out that information. If we can't, we'll forward that to the appropriate office and have them get back to you. And finally, right, we are open all 7 days of the week, right? Here are our hours. You can make your reservation to come by, make use of a study space here for all these hours. And we are also out on the different platforms. You'll be surprised that we have a TikTok account, right? Some of the other accounts. If you click on any of these, you'll see our activities on those platforms. We welcome your comments, maybe some interesting stuff that you could suggest we do to reach out to you guys more. So this is a very short module for people who are new to the library, who want to see, what's up with the library, especially for the semester, what needs to be done before you come over, right? And for those who are not in on the session right now, just let them know to run the step if they are doing it from home some other time. So we will now go to step 2, our class page. Our class page, as I said, is this one. Go to ENG12, Baumflek, Exploring Identity. And you'll see, right? Once you're here, this is heading Exploring Identity, Introduction to Library Resources. You're going to have my contact information again. And then a little farther down, you're going to see the sessions that we are running today. This is the current session. I will place the recording for this session right in this red box afterwards. So let them know to come to this page and look for the session recording right in this section. Okay, it's going to be posted sometime after the session. And what is this class page about? As we scroll down, you're going to see, as I said, a lot of the resources, the recommendations I'm providing for the type of research that you will need to do for English 12. Okay, the first section is recommended databases. I'm recommending, you'll see right down here, different tabs, right? If you're interested in getting some topic ideas, here's one database. If you're looking for newspapers and magazines, there are some databases. If you're looking for scholarly articles, there's one database, right? And then there are the reference library, right? This is the Gale Virtual Reference Library database. And for each section, you're going to see a little green button that says click the video tutorial. And that helps you because if you click open this video, it is a very short video that explains what you need to do to get into the database. Okay, so it is not as long as the session recording that I'm doing, but it would show you, okay, what needs to be done just to get into the databases for that section. You're going to see this green button for each of the sections. The second section is the books and electronic books. You're going to see the same video. Okay, here is the video button, and this time it's for how do you open the electronic books. You see here that I'm recommending 5 of these books, right? You're going to recognize this first one, the one that everyone should be reading for the class, right? We have this book in the library. I'm just going to open up the book a little later, but I want to show you the rest of the page. And then the very bottom of this class page is the library catalog search box. You see right here? Right here is the search box, and you can type in the keywords for anything that you want to look up in our library catalog. You know, I make some suggestions, right? But you can always type in whatever you are doing, you know, as far as library research. It could be for this class or for other classes, other situations. Type in your keywords and it will get into the library catalog. I also provide, just in case, some subject headings into the library catalog. Again, related to what you're reading in class. You know, for example, if you're interested in the topic of identity, right? Or maybe youth identity, right? You can click on these subject headings and it will lead you to those items from our library catalog having to do with the subject. Okay, so a lot on this class page, enough to get you started when you are, you know, doing any kind of research for this class. First thing first, I'm going to open up a book so that you know how do you find a book in our library right now. You are sitting in your classroom lab, or some of you may be at home, right? And you want to see, oh, how can I find a book from our library? You know, what happens if I cannot come to the campus? Can I still read these books from home? Yes, there are a lot of electronic resources. We will begin with the very first book, you know, for the class. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to click on the title link. You can also click on the book image that would get you to the record from our library catalog for this item. So the first thing you'll see is here's the record, and you recognize that this is the library catalog because here is the search box, right? And this is the same search box as the one on the class page, on the very bottom of that class page. It will help you to look for all the resources from the library. So here's the book, and you'll see, you know, the book cover, and down below the title, you'll see 2 descriptions: available activity library stacks. Okay, what this means is I can click on this link, and it will bring you down to, you know, a section that says "Get It." And it's going to tell you all the available print copies at Kingsborough, as well as other CUNY libraries. And you'll see that as far as this book, print copies are available in, let's say, the reserve collection, right? You'll have to come to the 2nd floor of the library to borrow the copy. And I'll let you know that reserve books at this point in the fall semester, fall 2021, students can take out reserve books for up to 7 days, right? There are these copies. Just come by the library, make your reservation. Remember the reservation system for a textbook. And then you can come to the library to pick up these books and you could read them, right? With the copies. You can also, if we look down, go to any of these CUNY libraries to get the print copies as well. You'll see, BMCC has copies, LaGuardia. And the great thing about the library catalog is different links are right on the book record to help you with making all kinds of requests. You see sign in with CUNY login to see available request options, right? So if you click on this button, sign in, guess what? It's going to prompt you to enter the CUNY login once again. So you put in the CUNY login, and then you can request for, let's say, copies from these other libraries to be delivered to maybe Kingsborough, right? Or some of the other CUNY libraries closest to where you are so that you can get these print copies, right? So a lot of print copies for this book. For those who definitely cannot come to any of the CUNY libraries, you'll see, right? Aside from, that it's available at the Kibbe library stacks, another description. Anytime that you see available online when you're using the library catalog to do your search, that tells you that you have instant access to this item, right? If you click on this link, it usually brings you to a different section of the record. Here is View Online. And this book is available for you to read as an ebook, right? Here is the collection that has access to the book. Now, if I click on it, it will only provide me with, let me just open up that page so that you would see a preview, because I don't have an account with this collection, the Internet Archive, right? I would be able to see, bits and pieces of the book, right? I may be able to enlarge it, but for me to actually read this as an ebook for this platform, it's better for you to open up an account, you see, right? Sign up, and then you can read the whole book. And, how do you sign up? Well, again, it has to do with creating that username and password. So if people are not familiar with the username and password, I hope that by the end of the session, you've heard it enough that you will know what to do. And if you haven't done it already, to be sure, you remember that username and password, because you will come onto that prompt each and every time when you're looking up items, electronic items from the library catalog. So let me just get back to, okay, let's see. There we go. Get back to the class page. And
excuse me, Professor Shu.
yes.
I'd like to know if the Internet Archive is free to use, or is there?
Yes. Oh, yes. I see your chat message. It is free. And I will tell you that nothing from the library catalog, because we have many different collections. And the Internet Archive is only one of those collections. Everything that you're finding from the library catalog, whether it's the Internet Archive or some of the other collections, nothing should ever ask you to have to pay for you to access. Okay, because the library, in making the purchases of these systems, we've already paid the way for you all to access. So you don't need to pay anything. You just need to be sure that you sign up for this collection, Internet Archive. You do have to sign up with, again, the username and password. But aside from Internet Archive, all the other collections, it is about entering that username and password. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So so that was the first book, and then after this book, I will show you, let's say language and identities, right? I want to at least show you some of the other collections. Here is again a book available online, and the collection now is not Internet Archive, it is eBook Central, okay, which with a link to the collection. If I click on this link and give it, a moment, it's going to switch to right now. I hope people, when they see this prompt, they don't doubt, what this is anymore. Okay, what is that username and password, right? And the links are all here. If let's say, oops, I forgot my password, I don't remember the username. Why do I have to, remember the CUNY login, right? So all the help is right here, on the screen. Just click on some of the links if you're not sure. For me, I've entered enough times that, I simply just type in, and I'm going to click on login. And if everything is all right, I'm looking at my book. See, this is the ebook, right? All on the screen. I don't have to come to the library. I don't have to make my way to the campus. I have instant access to the book. And any ebook you're going to see, right? As I scroll down, the chapters are all there, right? Locating identity in language, locating language in identity, right? And look at all the other chapters. If I want to get to that chapter, just click on the link. It gets me instant access to that chapter, chapter 3. And students now have to decide, okay, let me just read the introductory paragraph, right? Does this sound like the chapter that I can continue reading for an assignment? Will I find some information for my assignment here to answer a question? Should I, maybe make use of this passage in an essay that I'm writing, right? You decide as you're reading. The great thing about ebooks, on the platform, this one, there are tools for students to do research as well. I recommend for a lot of students, don't try to download the full book. You don't need to do the full book. You may want to do like a PDF chapter download, right? So once you do a chapter download, it's good that you're going to have it on your computer. You may want to save it to a flash drive, if you're in a classroom lab, if you're using your home computer, right? You can download the chapter onto your computer, and you don't have to follow this whole circle of, getting to the class page, clicking on the link, right? And then, getting to the CUNY prompt. You're going to have the PDF of this chapter on your computer already. If you decide, hey, this is the chapter I really want to use for my assignment, in that case, you may just do the chapter this way. Okay. And then continue. There we go. And then current chapter, you're gonna, sometimes, it's gonna provide you with the citation to it. And then there it is. I'm gonna continue. And look how easy it is. I've downloaded this whole chapter as a PDF. I just have to, open up to do my reading. And sometimes you designate, where you want to download the file. So it's all done in a matter of clicks. Okay, so let me just come back to the class page. So that's the book from another collection, the eBook Central collection. I want to draw your attention to, there are just various parts of the record, right? We've talked about view online. We've talked about the different copies, right, that you could access from the library and other CUNY libraries. There are also tools on the library book, on this book record. And one of the tools is this one. You see citation, the one that looks like a quotation mark. If you click on it, right, it provides you with the citation in the different formats. For English, it's going to be MLA, right? And sometimes MLA 8th edition, the latest edition, right? And then students can just click on copy citation to clipboard. You can then paste the same citation if you have Word open. You can email this record, the citation in that citation format to your email, whatever email you're using. Could be your college email or Gmail or anything else, right? You can do different things to remember this item, right, that you've opened up. If you want to make use of this book for your assignment, this is one way to do it. So a lot of stuff on the book record. I'm going to, close the tab. And this is just on the middle section, recommended ebooks. I want to show you very briefly a database because, aside from using the library catalog to find books, there are also a lot of databases in the library. For your class, I'm recommending, the databases here. You may want to, let's say I want to get some scholarly articles about this book, the other Wes Moore, right? I want to see, if there are some scholarly articles published on that book. So I may want to just click on Academic Search Complete, right? And there it is. It brings me instantly, see, no login, because while I am sitting in front of the computer, the first login, right, that I put in is good for the whole session. If I shut down the computer, if I come back to it an hour later, I may be prompted for the login again. Because as long as I'm sitting and making use of, the computer, it will remember the login for that duration. So here is Academic Search Complete and the search boxes. Wes Moore, let's try that. And I'm gonna click on search again. Okay, so it looks like maybe something is going on with Academic Search Complete at this time. Generally, it doesn't take so long to find results. Something is up with EBSCO for this minute. All right, so I don't want to take too much time waiting. I'm gonna stop it, right, and come back to the class page, right, and let's go to topic ideas because I want students to be able to see how getting into a database is different from, let's say, using one of the books in the library catalog. So now I'm going to go to opposing viewpoints in context and clicking on it, right? Now we are in opposing viewpoints. And notice the difference between Academic Search Complete and opposing viewpoints. The databases, the platform looks different, but you will always see some sort of search box, right? Where you enter in what you need to look up. What do you want to find? opposing viewpoints is great when you need to look for a topic. Let's say your professor wants you to write an essay and you can choose a topic, something that's going on in society right now, right? Find a topic and then write an essay, maybe 2 to 3 pages about it. So this is a good database if you want to look for that topic. You'll see the different topic centers. I will go into something like society and culture, and you'll see, look, wow, all the different topics that I can pick from. And some of them have to do with, let's say, your class, let's say gender identity issues, right? You can choose from the list of issues. If you can't find any from the list, type it in, right? Type it in. You can type in gender, right? And what else? Let's see. In some of the other classes, passing is a topic, right? Passing. What else? I'm seeing maybe feminism, right? And you're typing in just anything that you want to look up. You could try your keywords. Yes, Professor? Were you about to say something?
Yes, I was going to suggest that we put in sentencing, prison sentencing, or racism, which is on the list. So let's see what happens.
Okay, so it may be part of prison reform, sentencing and prison reform.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as I type the keywords and select an issue, you'll see opposing viewpoints really brings together such a collection of categories here. You have an overview of what this issue is about, and you come down and you'll see in this one database, right? I mean, the library catalog is good for books. And here in this database, you're going to see newspaper articles, magazine articles, right? Academic journals, viewpoints, and each of these numbers, right, represents the number of items in that category. So there are a lot of newspaper articles on prison reform, right? And you see, a lot of other categories too. So you could click on any of the links to get you to the library, to that category. Or if you're like me, I kind of like browsing. So I'll just, go to the bottom and see what some of the suggestions for those categories to see if any of them is hitting home, right? I always like to begin a topic with some reference guides. So that's my way of doing research. I'm going to look for some suggestions in the reference category, right? So that I know the background a little bit more before heading into, I would say, perspectives out there, viewpoints, right? I mean, there are different sides to any issue. So those who are against it and those who are supporting it. So you may want to, after you get an overview, look into the perspectives, right? And then provide some data analysis, right? The infographics. So here in this one database, you have all the categories for you to write, let's say, that essay or a very short research paper. Let's go back to the class page. I'm just making use of this one database. It's not loading up the results.
Yeah.
Something is going on with the database this morning. So that was academic search complete. And I just showed you, on this class page, the books, the databases, right? And in a way, once I open up the book record, you have a sense of the library catalog. If you want to, see Wes Moore and use, right? I can do it from the library catalog. There you go. And here it is, right? Also on the, you have 1,000 plus results, right? And you may need to do some amount of filtering on the library catalog. On the side here, right? If I want only full text online, remember instant access of resources, I'm going to turn that on, right? And just like that, all the results now on this list, right? All I have to do is click and open up. And what type of resources are these? Let's go down to resource type. And it will tell you from those results. Many of them are articles in the different databases. Okay, many of them are also books. So you can select from any of these, from these categories on the left side as a filter, right? To isolate. If I want articles, once again, I'll filter out everything else so that I'll see only articles on this list. Very similar to Academic Search Complete. I don't recommend using the library catalog if you're doing a very simple research project. I'd rather that you get into a database, because one database is easier to handle as opposed to having the library catalog with all the different collections out there. If you are running into questions as you're doing research, please come back to me. My contact information is right here on the class page. And once again, since I'm doing this recording, I'm going to place the recording of this whole session in this red box afterwards, so that for those who are not sitting in the class lab right now, you still have access to the recording later. So here's the part where if you have questions, comments, let me know. Do we have, let me just open up chat. Anyone want to bring up a question with anything that they're curious about from the presentation and all?
Do you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Are we good? Okay, well, thank you very much, Professor Chu.
Okay. All right. So with that, I'm going to end the recording.